Hi guys, DarkAngel here. I'll go through all of my gear pieces as promised, and some of you guys sent me a message to ask me what gear pieces I'm using, what aspects. So I'll go through all detail. The season it's almost over, but maybe you guys, if you're interested in playing Barbarian next season and you want to be PvP focused in case the end game doesn't exist, like on this season 0, you can go through all my abilities, all the Paragon board. On the link below, you'll have all the Paragon board, which is the most important thing to follow nowadays. After you set all of your abilities, which you'll get it quickly after level 50. So to start, all of the gear pieces will have life on it. Life is extremely important. I prefer it than the damage reduction because the more life you have, the higher it's going to be your barrier because I'm using iron skin. And the more life you have, more than 45 you have, and the bigger barrier you have, so get more tankly, the higher amount of life that you have. So as you can see, I prioritize cooldown and max fury, max life on the helmet. All of these gear pieces are drop only, solo self-harm for whoever plays PoE. I never bought a gear piece, I just rolled it and used millions of gold to try to roll it better stats, but the crafting in this game is very limited, unfortunately. So this is all the pieces I have. This is a very good pants. I've dropped by level 98. Some of these gear pieces dropped way early, like these boots dropped level 66. I've used millions, probably 10, 15 million of red dust trying to get better boots in this, but never got anything that could surpass it. Some similar, but well, it is what it is. Whenever you drop some of the gear pieces, as you can see, my gear piece is like 99, 100, dropped at 98, 98, 66, 99, 100, 100, 98, 100, 86, and 80. So never got an upgrade for this armlet. I think it's the worst pieces to get an upgrade unless you go buy them in the market. Whenever you drop something like this, it's very difficult to get an upgrade after that. Rings kind of not on the same tier as Amulet in terms of difficulty to get, but they're quite hard as well. So if you think that most of the time you'll be playing you already level 100, not being able to get an upgrade after a level, not even after in 90 for 3 of your pieces, it's a bit says about what kind of gear progression we have late game, which is non-existent. And yeah, so you can have a look-see. In terms of weapons, it's critical, vulnerable, core skill, and then the fourth depends on what you can get. This guy's strength all stats sometimes is important in order to get some Paragon board online. Some of the rare nodes get quite high requirements. So you have to get some alt stats here and there in your gear pieces. So in terms of ability, it's pretty straightforward. Everyone knows by now what kind of abilities you're using. But the most important thing nowadays, in order to PvP, is to get a PvP-centric Paragon board, which I tried to mix and min-max. My rule of thumb was whatever attribute or skill is always up in PvP, that's where I'm gonna focus. So I dropped some of the Berserk because it's not always up, while Fortify, Bleeding, and Vulnerable, it's those 3 core stats are always up when you're PvP, are pretty much always up. So whatever I tried to use was reduce the Berserk dependence on Hota and abuse the max fury as whatever possible. This board is the most important one because you have 2 rolls of max fury, which is the most important thing. So this is a Warbringer board with a Wrath node from the start point. Then I branched left and right. I have Might here on the Blood Rage board. Most important thing when you rage your board is to be as much point efficient as possible. If there's a close node, that's kind of useful. You can look at it. Damage elite's not good, but bleeding enemies is. because whenever you hit an enemy with the bleed damage, you'll always be bleeding for X amount of seconds, so all the damage increase while they're bleeding is always good. Same as damage reduction with bleeding enemies. So DR is very important as well. On this board I have Marshall with all the stacked up damage reduction, vulnerable. Vulnerable is most OP stats in terms of damage. To increase your damage. Whenever it's quite efficient, in this case only 3 points, you'll get some max life. To boost your maximum life. On this board I go to Undaunted. It's the lowest technique board. But like I said, don't bother to pause the video or whatever, because you're gonna have all of this linked below. And finally you have Territorial with Berserk damage. It's just because it's quite efficient. Because you still have Berserk whenever you Warcry. And then you have damage reduction for close enemies. There's only one stat I couldn't get to the rare to proc the bonus, which is this one, the willpower. My plan was to get rare boots with willpower and all stats, but that never happened. So yeah, so only 1 point in the whole board that you don't have the bonus. It's not too bad. As seen, I didn't even bother to max out all of my glyphs, so it's 16, 15. So yeah, I could have been maxed a bit more, but I already was destroying on PvP, so I didn't bother to go to dungeons pretty much after I went to PvP, so I just stayed in PvP for 4 weeks. One of the most important thing is to get consumables, and consumables is the only thing I buy it in the market, because you cannot sustain them at all, especially when you're using consumables all the time in PvP. So I just prioritize a few of them. Whenever I want to go to PvP, I have either lucky chance or attack speed, crit chance. Whenever I have more fierce enemies in the battlegrounds, I'll either go to max life or resource. Resource is the most important thing by far, because it will increase your damage by a lot. As you can see, I still have lots of resource. Well, max life I didn't bother to buy in the last ones, because I haven't been playing in the last few days, taking a little break before the new season starts. In terms of expertise, we go make sure everyone is bleeding, because the bleed will give you all sorts of bonuses to damage and damage reduction. So yeah, this is all the gear pieces. You'll have all of this in the link below. Just follow my channel if you can. Please subscribe, would be much appreciated. This is a very new channel. I plan to release lots of videos for the next season. Basic focus on PvP. If there's a Barb viable for PvP, I'll play Barb. If not, I'll find another build. I'll get another build going in order to get to the top 10 PvP kills, which is a nice goal to set yourself to, because I don't think the game will have much end game again for season 1. It doesn't seem to have lots of addition. So PvP area is gonna be same again. Thank you very much for whoever supported and watched my videos. Thank you very much for all of your support. And I see you guys next time. Cheers. Thank you.